just football, it's Deshler Tiger football on Rock 105.5, the big dog.
Welcome back. 13-7. Golden Tigers holding on to a 6-point advantage over Deshler. The Tigers with 2 costly turnovers, 4 fumbles and an interception for Deshler. Only lost 1 fumble, but it led to a Russellville score. And here comes Wright out of the shotgun with twin receivers to either side, most likely last play. He's going to throw it up, and it's picked off. Picked off, intended for Gillis, and it's picked off. So the Golden Tigers now will have one last shot at it with 2.8 seconds left. And remember how they put a dagger in our heart with 5 seconds left in the half just a couple of short years ago, Keith.
Yeah, they did. Right down this sideline right in front of us right here. About a 50, 60-yard pass right at the end of the first half. Changed that whole game.
So 1st and 10, Russellville at their own 34. So they got to go 66 yards for a touchdown. And I can bet you that they will try it. 13-7, here comes Howe. Going to throw it deep down the field, and it's incomplete. And that'll be the last play of the first half with your score. Russellville 13, Deshler 7. We'll be back with an exciting halftime show after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog.
Larry Green put his expertise to work for you. Call Larry at 335-3577. Larry Green and the Deshler Tigers, a winning combination.
Timeout. Under the bright lights here on a Friday night, Deshler is at their best. The same is true at Jamie Hood Jewelers. They're best when they're designing and making custom jewelry. For any and all occasions, Jamie Hood Jewelers on East Avalon Avenue, Muscle Shoals.
It's not just football, it's Deshler Tiger football on Rock 105.5, the big dog.
Welcome back, Deshler fans, Shoals area football fans. Thrilling football game in this opener. Russellville 13, Deshler 7, and boy, never have there been a more important first series in a ball game, Keith. Russellville puts points on the board here to begin this third quarter, and it could be trouble for the Deshler Tigers.
Yeah, well, one thing our coaches have always been excellent at, Jimmy, is making halftime adjustments, getting the boys, motivated again, and pointing out their mistakes, with a positive, in a positive way, not a fussing, but correcting those mistakes and coming back. So look for Coach Mothershed to correct some of our mistakes, get rid of some of those first game jitters, the laying the ball down, and see if we can, because we all were talking at halftime. There's not really a talent discrepancy at all right here. It's maybe more of a depth issue.
And we want to say a big Tiger hello to Miss Sarah Brown tonight. That's Keith Brown, who's head of the electricity department for Tuscoming Utilities. That's his mom, and Miss Brown a little bit under the weather, and we just want to wish her a big Tiger hello. And she's a faithful follower of Deshler Tiger football, and wishing you all the best tonight, Miss Sarah Brown. From Jimmy Gardner, Keith Coates, Tim Ballantyne, and all the Deshler faithful here on the Big Dog. And here comes Henry as he'll pooch kick again, this time to Romans at the 25-yard line. He's hit at the 31. Good coverage, J.R. White, Jamel Morris downfield. That was Willis, on the return. A 6-yard return, and Russellville will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line, leading 13-7. It's Chris May, Ilkin Mills, Rashad Thompson, Matt Blazer, and Blazer, the senior defensive end, has answered a lot of questions. Can he handle it over there at defensive end? Yet the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think so. I believe you're right. Jimmy got one of our updates here. Third quarter, most shows beating Caldwell County 15-0.
Under center is Joey Howe Callaway. They're going to pitch it to him. He's trying to turn back. And still on his feet is Callaway, but not much doing. It's good gang tackling by the Deshler Tigers. He made a few miss. Chris May busted it up in the backfield. And proud to have Coach Freddie Roach from the University of Alabama joining us in the press box here as the third quarter gets underway. He was heavily involved in the recruiting of SEC commitments, Callaway, and also our own Dion Ballou. So he's on hand making sure they don't get away from that Crimson Tide. So we appreciate Freddie, a great player.
Yeah, just tell Brooks. Him go Brooks sideline to sidelines over there, and now he's done finished Alabama.
That's unbelievable. 2nd and 10 now
Then the shotgun.
Shotgun is Callaway. Going to get the snap, take it around the left side. He's bumped outside, makes a couple of Tiger fists, and then a huge hit by Ilkin Mills and a flag. 2 flags at the 35-yard line. And let's see if the flag is not who it's on. It's going to be a personal foul. Huge hit by Ilkin Mills.
Hopefully that'll be after the play.
And it looks like it may be against the Golden Tigers. Certainly not the coaching staff for Deshler not upset.
It is on Russellville.
So early personal foul against Golden Tigers. Personal foul, 2 of them. So 2 personal foul penalties against Russellville, and that will back them up. Tim, is it 30 yards on this mark-off?
Be half a distance after that, I believe.
So they're going to mark them off 15 yards, and I don't believe the down won't change, so it'll be 3rd down, and it's inside the 20, and I don't believe the officials are finished yet. Yep, they are. So 3rd down at the 20-yard line, 3rd and about 22 to go. They've got to get to the 42, so they'll go with Callaway again out of the shotgun. Here comes Callaway, and he is going nowhere, so the Deshler defense, it's Matt Blazer from that defensive end spot, getting in there and getting the feet of Brent Callaway, and it's 4th down now and 22 for Russellville. So huge in this football game to hold the Golden Tigers right out of the chute on 3rd down.
Okay, Jimmy, I've been seeing number 15 in there quite a bit. Is that Austin Sullivan? Is that correct? If that's right on the thing, he's been in there that whole series.
Here comes. They're going to pass it down the field, and it's caught. Nobody was covering the wide out for Russellville, and Ward just passed it to him on the near side. It was right in front of the Deshler bench. And Coach John Mothershed shakes his head. How in the world on a 4th and 22 can we not get everything squared away?
Jimmy, you know, I told you.
Jamel Morris has a cramp.
On the first punt, we did that, and I just think they didn't want to throw it because it was early in the game. And I think maybe we thought they wouldn't do it again since they were on the 15-yard line.
4th and 22, and they get 26, folks. Huge play as they'll give to Darby around the right side now, and he's out running Tigers inside Deshler territory. DeAnthony Summerhill, who's played a well of a game, and some more pushing after the play is ended. It's 2nd down and 4 after a 6-yard game, 13-7 Russellville, and Jay Gardner checks in for Jamel Morris at cornerback. His first defensive playing time for Deshler, the junior, and he may get introduced early here as Joey Howe back in the ball game for Russellville. 2nd and 4, 4th and 22 from your own 20, and you make it. 2nd down, they'll give it to Darby again. This time, big hit. It's Rashad Thompson getting in there in that defensive pressure, and he is one fired-up young man, and he'll stop Darby for a loss. It'll be 3rd down and close to 5 yards to go with Russellville on top by 6, and trying to really, you got to call it another Deshler turnover, a blown coverage on 4th down.
Yeah, and this is a big play right here, Jimmy, because they need to step up and respond after that happened.
3rd and we'll call it a short 5 for Russellville at the Deshler 45. They'll fake it to Darby. Howe rolling out, looking for it all down the middle, wide open. Had beat Goodlow, I believe, on the play, and it's Mason Willis at the 15-yard line. A 30-yard gain for the Golden Tigers, and boy, what a change of momentum. Tim Ballantyne in the stands and on the sidelines.
Yeah, just a blown coverage punt, and now Russellville's really rolling.
1st and 10 they'll mark it at the 17-yard line. Deshler really needs a turnover now. 8:33 to go in the 3rd, down by 6. They'll give to Darby around the left side. We got a hold by the Golden Tigers, and they'll drop him for a loss. Good. Matt Blazer, I'm telling you folks, he's really playing, I think, his best game ever as a Tiger, and he's going both ways, and a heck of an effort out there from that defensive end spot.
It's pretty obvious when they're holding him, Jimmy, when they're turning his inside shoulder all the way around. They've done it on most every one of the sweeps, but they only get him about about every fifth or
And
sixth
Norwood
time.
would give him a well-deserved break. After the mark-off, be second down and 20 for Russellville. So they've certainly given us opportunities, folks, but we have not taken advantage. 2 personal fouls led to a 4th and 22 that they just converted from their own 20-yard line.
That's the third fourth down conversion of the game. 1 for a touchdown.
First down, 20 from the 30. 13-7, Golden Tigers on top. 4-man front for Deshler. Howe going to look down the field, got Callaway open, beats the linebackers, and it's touchdown Russellville. They send the Alabama commitment straight down the middle of the field, and just as soon as he clears the linebackers, Howe, with a beautiful pass, dumps it over the top, and that's one of the rare times tonight he's put a little bit of loft on the football.
Yeah, we were talking at halftime, you know, he started out throwing bullets, you know, the first of the game, but the last few series he seemed to calm down a little bit and put a little more touch on the ball, and he's been a lot more effective.
So Parker Wright and company with a little more pressure now as they're going to go for 2, leading 19-7. Howe going to roll out, looking deep in the end zone, fires it across the middle, and it's incomplete. So still some life for the Deshler Tigers as it's 19-7 with 7:56 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog, back after this 30-second timeout. Welcome back to Howard Chapel Stadium. 19-7, Golden Tigers stretch their lead, and my, oh my, you talk about looking back in a ball game. The Deshler Tigers have played well at times, folks, but the blown coverage on the punt from their own 20, Russellville converts on 4th and 22. They get 26 yards out to the 46-yard line and then quickly convert that to a touchdown, and then 4 turnovers for the Tigers. And they'll kick it. Gardner will field it at the 15-yard line. He'll bring it upfield. Jay Gardner looking for some running room, and will make 1 miss and can't make the 4th one miss. And here we go with a face mask, 2 flags down. So that'll tack 15 more on good return by Gardner out to the 25-yard line. And they'll get 15 more on top of that.
You know, Coach Mothershed alluded, Jimmy, in the pregame to you that he does more coaching and changing from the first game to the second game than he does. So, I mean, there's a lot of things you can see on film that they could change, but there's also a few things we could make a few adjustments right now, just a few less, a few less drop balls, and we can get right back in this game.
Here comes Ballou out of the back. He was out that last series defensively. He comes back out onto the field. So good to see him back. It's 1st and 10, Deshler at their own 40, so it's a pretty good field position, but this is not the kind of position you want to put Parker Wright in his first game as a starter. He's 0 for 2 with 2 interceptions. But he's really played, had a well-played ball game in leading the offense. 1st and 10 at our own 40. Wing T set, Ballou in motion. Parker Wright going to set up, going to throw it deep to Ryan Goodlow, and it's just overthrown. Had double coverage out there and well overthrown. But Keith, you even saw right then the pretty pass that he throws.
Yeah, it's not a matter of his arm. It's just a matter of him getting, getting the season started, getting some completions under his belt, and he don't lack for confidence. He's been there before, and it's just getting in a rhythm, I think.
2nd and 10 now after the incompletion. 7:43 to go in the third. 19-7. And this game, we're teeter-tottering right here on staying in the game and it getting ugly here. We can make a game of it. And here we go, swapping around. Ballou finally set. And they'll give to Summerhill over the right side, and he'll have about 2 out to the 42-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. And at tight end that time for Deshler, it's Ben Floyd, the sophomore, getting his first playing time as a varsity member. And boy, he's getting introduced to it. And I tell you, he's looked good in the preseason, folks. Ben Floyd. 3rd and 8 at the 42, and you got to figure a huge Tim Valentine play here for Deshler.
Yeah, this could be the difference in us staying in the game or not, a conversion here.
Here comes Blazer, Zach, Micah Cronk, Randy Foster, Chris May, Ben Norwood. And we'll call timeout. So the Tigers will take timeout. We'll take timeout as well. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Back after this 30-second break.
It's Deshler Tiger Football on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
19-7, Russellville over Deshler. 3rd and 8 at our 42-yard line for the Tigers. Deshler has called timeout, realizing what a big play in this game is coming up. Tim, see if you can get a report on Dion Ballou, why he was taken to the dressing room. Under center is Parker Wright. Gardner behind him. Summerhill in motion. They'll fake to Summerhill. Parker Wright was good. Oh, and he got a penalty here as Ballou had broken free and they grabbed his jersey, so Wright threw it for all he was worth. And that'll be a huge conversion play that Deshler needed. It'll move it into Russellville Golden Tiger territory as they just grabbed Ballou's jersey. And Keith, once again, he was running side by side, and then he just went to take off, and the guy said, "Oh, yeah, hold on."
It's definitely a difference in speed right there, and he was just blowing by him, and it was just a matter of them wanting to not let him catch a bomb, and get a quick points on the board. He probably did a smart thing by grabbing him.
And that'll move it inside Russellville territory, and if the Tigers can punch this in, folks, we tighten this thing up and we go into that fourth quarter in a ball game. You got a feeling we really need to convert here, Tim, to some points. And Evan Ferguson in the ball game offensively for Deshler. It's Micah Crump, Jason Zach, and here comes May, Randy Foster, and Norwood double tight end set. And they'll give to Summerhill around the left side. He's got a hold D'Anthony Summerhill. And he's pulled down after an 8-yard gain inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. So another good gain by the senior tailback, D'Anthony Summerhill. On the night, Summerhill for Deshler, 8 carries for 48 yards. So averaging about 6 yards a gain. It's 2nd down and 4.
Jimmy, we've brought Evan in for a little more beef on blocking on that tight end, but I've been isolating every once in a while on Chris May, and about every other down he puts his guy flat of his back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just blowing people out.
2nd down, and we'll call it 3 to go for Deshler. Here comes Norwood in motion. Wright gives to Gardner over the left side. He's got a 1st down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Gain of 4, maybe 5 on the play, and it'll be 1st and 10 Deshler. 5:58 to go in the 3rd period. Russellville 19, Deshler 7. And we'll take a heat timeout, and I tell you the Deshler Tigers will welcome that little break. But they do have a little more pep in their step, Keith.
Yeah, absolutely, Jimmy. It looks like he's doing exactly what you was calling for right there. He's going to try to grind it out, bring a little more beef in there with Evan Ferguson. He's got Norwood in there, too, trying to go back to the wing tee, try to grind it out, get it into that 4th quarter with a 19-14. It's about time for Russellville to have a turnover. They've had plenty of their penalties, but it's about time for them to – we've been almost stepping in front of several passes. It's about time for us to intercept a pass.
1st and 10 when we return after this 30-second break. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog.
Hey, winning team is Jim Bishop Chevrolet, Buick, Pontiac, and GMC from Highway 43 South in Tuscany. And go Tiger.
Let's get back to the game. It's Deshler Tiger Football on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
Welcome back on 1st and 10 from the 33. Give to Summerhill around the right end. Turns it up over tackle, and another good run by D'Anthony Summerhill inside the 30, the 25, and now the 24-yard line. A 9-yard gain by the senior, who, Tim Valentine, he is running hard.
He sure is. Just carrying tacklers with him for an extra couple of yards.
They brought Norwood in as a wingback, folks. Got Ferguson at tight end, and we're just pounding it at him. Give to Gardner over the right side. He's got a hold, and Jay Gardner will have another Tiger 1st down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. So a 7-yard run by Gardner, and it's 1st and 10 again, Tigers, and what a huge drive in this ball game. And Tim, did you get us a report on Dion?
His metabolism was a little off, and trying to get back fluids per Dr. McElwain.
So some fluids for Ballou, and here comes Jonathan Bates into the game for Norwood. 1st and 10, Deshler, Keith, just what the doctor ordered.
What I like about this, Jimmy, we're lined up and say we're going to run it, and pretty much we're going to run it right here, and it's going to see, and they're not stopping it.
And this bodes well for later in the year when you're facing those 4A teams in the playoffs. We're going to run it right at you. Here comes Summerhill again around the right end, and he's going to push his way upfield inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Another good, tough 4-yard gain. Good blocking out there, May. And also Evan Ferguson, Jason Zach for the Deshler Tigers. Zach with a real good block. 2nd and 6. Manageable situation. 4:37 to go in the third. Russellville 19, Deshler 7, but Tigers trying to claw their way back.
Jimmy's starting to run like his coach, Brianni Rutland. He's got that lean to him, and very seldom ever stop Brianni for less than 4 or 5 yards.
He's answering a lot of people's questions tonight as Summerhill's Norwood comes in motion. They'll give this time to D. Anthony. He spins off 1, off 2, still on his feet inside the 10 to the 9-yard line goes Summerhill. So 4 down territory. We've got it 3rd down and a short 3 yards to go as big J.R. White now making his first appearance in the ball game offensively for Deshler. You stay with a grinded out.
Jay Gardner's staying in, so you got 2 fullbacks and DeAnthony in the backfield. So, he's definitely switched to the power game.
Micah Crump, the senior center. And this is something to build on no matter what happens later in this game. This drive is one to build on in a straight T formation. And they'll give to J.R. White his first carry, and he'll push the pile, but he'll be short of the 1st down. Maybe at the 8, and it'll be, here we go now. Whew. Oh, my goodness. 4th down and 2 for Deshler inside the 10.
Okay, I'm going to run the buck right here to DeAnthony, just right around wherever Ferguson is. I'm going to go off his hip behind the wing back because they hadn't stopped DeAnthony for under 3 or 4 yards all night.
Right. So here we go with maybe the play of the game for Deshler. 4th and 2. A pounded out offense. Ballou is out. He has been out all the second half. 2:59 to go in the third. Straight T backfield. Give it to Summerhill. He'll have the 1st down. DeAnthony at the 5. And a huge conversion for the Tigers. What a conversion. 1st and goal, Deshler at the 5, and it is Keith the buck, and it's Summerhill with a good block from Gardner and White going in there in front of him, and also that offensive line.
If you think this isn't taking a little bit out of Russell, you're wrong. I mean, they're taking notice of this. They're getting hit in the mouth now by a smaller school, and they're noticing that Deshler's not going to quit on them.
And here comes the Tigers, 1st and goal from just outside the 5-yard line, and again the straight T-bone formation with White in the middle, and Gardner this time around the left end. Jay Gardner trying to use some speed to get to the outside, and he'll have about the 3. So about a 2-yard gain, and good speed out there by Gardner to get that corner, and it'll be 2nd and goal from the 3.
Yeah, Jimmy, that nice play. We just switched it up a little bit went around the left end that time. One man made him have to adjust his run just a little bit and head toward the sideline. Run him out. He still dove up in there, like you said, and looks like he's actually on the 2.
Yeah, 2nd and goal. We'll call it the 2-yard line. Inside 2 minutes to go. This time give it to White. Can he push through? He's close. Yeah! Tigers! All right! Yeah! And the Tigers tighten this game up, folks, and they answer the bell big time to the Deshler Tigers of 09 when they had a chance to quit in this football game, folks. They don't, and they put together a drive, and it's 19-13 now with 1:52 to go in the third, and more importantly, it kept that Russellville offense on the side.
It did, Jimmy, and like you said, they came out and just answered what they had to do, showed you a lot, and stuff like that can mean so much down the road.
12 plays, 60 yards, all on the ground for Deshler. Good snap. Jamel Morris has the hold, and Henry showing why he's a preseason all-area kicker. He's had some good punts tonight. Fielded a low snap early near his own goal line, got it away, and he's 2 for 2 on extra points. So it's 19-14 now with 1:52, and the momentum definitely Tim Ballantyne back on the side of the red and the white.
Tigers excited, the fans really excited. Got to play a little defense now.
We need a big stand here, or as you said, Keith, that turnover or an interception. But nonetheless, something to build on here for Coach John Mothershed in this second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big point right there. And right now, if you could ask him, I think that would be the biggest thing. You know, he had a chance to kind of tuck it in a little bit and used every excuse. Well, we got beat by you know, bigger school, more, you know, and they just didn't do it. They came out, and not only that, we didn't run a trick play. We didn't do anything fancy. We didn't break a long run. We lined up, brought the big boys in, and drove it right down the throat.
With your star on the sideline.
That's right.
Dion Ballou.
That's good. He's rested. Turn him loose.
We're going to need him. 1:52 to go in the third, folks, and now we've got a ball game. Boy, what a win this would be for the Deshler Tigers should they be able to come from behind against the number 2 team in the state in 5A, and a well-deserved number 2 Russellville Golden Tigers, as Henry will kick it and it'll go out of bounds. So the Deshler Tigers, or Russellville, will have good field position at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Russellville at their own 35 with 1:52 to go. And while we've got a moment, we want to send our deepest condolences out to Barbara Kimbrell, who lost her beloved husband, Raymond Hot Dog Kimbrell, this afternoon to heart disease, and he fought a valiant fight in the last couple of years, folks. Did Hot Dog, great friend, and I tell you, a great follower of Deshler Tiger football all those many years. He especially loved William Gardner on the sideline, and they were very close, and we want to send out our best wishes to Barbara tonight. Brent Calloway out of the Wildcat, going to take it around the left end, makes one miss, makes two miss, and Calloway almost off to the races, folks. He'll have 17, and Tigers really dodge a bullet as he'll take it inside Tiger territory to the 48, but was well on his way as Ilkin Mills now, the great defensive lineman for the Tigers, coming up, as William used to say, Keith, on those toothpicks, those straight legs, and he's cramping in both legs. And checking into the ball game, I believe, Stephen Abels for Ilkin Mills. So that's where you build that depth for later on in the year. Wildcat again for Callaway. He's got 3 blockers, folks, to his right, and I'm sure they're going to take it around that right end. Let's see, here he goes around right end, just picking his way now through the Tigers, and he'll have 7, maybe 8 more. So a worn down Deshler defense needs a break, folks, as another Tiger coming up. I believe that's Matt Blazer, who looks like he wants to stay in that game, Keith, but he may be cramping in those calves. Yeah,
just to test the wheels here, Jimmy. You got people on both sides that are tired and starting to cramp, and they're going to come back and do just to us what we tried to do to them.
Yeah, 19-14, Russellville on top. Need a turnover. Mistake by Russellville. They're going to take it around the right end again with Callaway, and he may be gone. Brent Callaway is gone, folks. 42 yards, so Russellville answers back quickly against what was obviously a very tired Deshler defense there late in the third quarter.
Yeah, well, that told you something too, Jimmy. They lined up like 2 guards in the backfield on the right side with one back beside him, and really never made any secret of which way he was going to go. Whichever way the blocking backs were, that's the way he went, and we just couldn't do anything about it.
So 42 yards has Coach Freddie Roach smiling, but not us here in the press boxes. That's a junior, only a junior, folks, and an Alabama SEC commitment. 25-14 now. Russellville will go for the extra point, and it's good. So I believe identical score from last year's game at this point. 26-14 Russellville, and depth beginning to show in this ball game late in the third.
Well, it doesn't matter, what you do at practice or in a jamboree. You can't simulate the game and what goes on out there, and that's just something. And when you've got as many, in years past, we seem to have enough come out that we could, at least the first 3 or 4 games, sort of do the offense, defense,
right.
But we just don't quite have those numbers this year.
And we've got 60 out, 62, I believe, out, freshman through senior, for the Deshler Tigers. And they run. I've been to enough practices to tell you they run during practice, but Coach Roach will tell you, as you said, Keith, you just can't prepare for this humidity on a Friday night. Well, Tim, we talked about catching a little bit of a break with the weather, but there's a lot of wet uniforms out there.
Oh, yeah, it's still plenty hot and plenty humid, and you just can't get in game shape in practice.
Plus, there's a lot of adrenaline, I think, that flows during ball games.
Right.
You can't take into account that kind of stuff either. You know.
Don't forget the big play threat, too, that looms back here at the 15-yard line in Dion Blue. And as you said, he may be rested. They're going to kick it to Ryan Goodlow. Let's see if he can make something happen. He just pulls his way up out over the 35 to the 37-yard line. It'll be first down and 10, Deshler. And still have time, I think, to keep it on that ground, grind out another one, and we're just one turnover away from this game being tied up if we can take this into for a score.
Yeah, if we can take it in a score, the biggest question is do we have enough, enough energy left to stop them?
Russellville's pretty tired out there also.
Yeah, they are tired, Jimmy, but we got 50 kids dressed, and they got maybe 70. So big difference in there.
Here we go, Parker Wright under center. Floyd out to the left side. They'll give to Summerhill around the left side. D. Anthony turns it up, and he'll have about 6 yards out over the 40. Another good first down run by Summerhill of about 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6 now for the Deshler Tigers. And Parker Wright is so smooth in running that wing T offense.
He is. Jimmy does an excellent job, and like somebody was saying today, most of these guys start running this wing T in the 7th grade, so half of them could do it probably with their eyes closed.
26-14. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Yeoman's effort by that offensive line on that last drive. They'll give to Gardner, and he's hit hard right at the line. Good stop that time by the linebacker who stepped up, filled the hole for the Russellville Golden Tigers. And at the end of 3 periods of play, the Golden Tigers and Deshler swap touchdowns in the third quarter, and it's Russellville 26, Deshler 14. Tigers will face a 3rd and 5 from their own 42-yard line when we return for a gut-wrenching fourth quarter. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog.
It's football. It's Deshler Tiger Football on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
Welcome back. Jimmy Gardner along with Keith Coach Tim Valentine about to bring you an exciting fourth period here in this opener. Certainly some good things in this ball game to latch on to, Keith, and certainly some things to work on.
Oh, yeah, I believe you hit it right on the head. We've got both. You've seen a whole lot of positives and then some things to teach on next week, too. So I think you've seen some of both. We've done a lot of good things. I mean, we've blocked good. We've run the ball good. We've got a ton of yards rushing.
And really, one thing that's a big disappointment, I know, is that midline option that Coach we practiced so much and so well with Dion at quarterback. And you guys, I know people may be saying, well, you got to get the ball in the hands of Blue. We tried, and we've had those fumbles. Both times when we tried that midline option, we weren't able to execute it. So 3rd and 5 now to begin the fourth period. Tim Valentine is going to take a break or two and that same type third quarter effort by Deshler.
Now, offense has got to roll like they did on that last drive. Got to get a stop on defense or a big turnover if we're going to have a chance to stay in this game.
For Summerhill, 12 carries, 72 yards. Gardner, 8 for 43 yards. So we've been able to do some things very well out of that wing T on the ground. Trying to get the clock set to begin the fourth quarter. 26-14, Russellville on top. And after a 12-play, 60-yard Deshler drive, Russellville certainly responded out of the Wildcat with Callaway doing all the damage in that 42-yard touchdown run against what was a weary Tiger defense at the time.
Yeah, I believe he carried the ball every time, Jimmy, if I'm not mistaken. One time he maybe was going to hand off, and then I think he fumbled.
And here he comes again at quarterback now. So look for that option again with Gardner. 3rd and 5. This time Blue is going to roll out to the left. He's going to keep it, and Dion Blue is off to the races. He's gone. Dion Blue around left end, and he looks fresh. Yeah! And Blue with his second touchdown of the night, 56 yards. And he just made it look easy, folks.
I know they'll probably be fighting over him when he gets down there, deciding whether he goes offense or defense. But I can't imagine what he looked like on offense if he wasn't playing defense.
Oh, my
I mean, can you imagine if he was fresh?
And the Tigers just won't go away, folks. 26-20 now. And can close the gap to only 5 with this extra point. There's plenty of time left. So just a great effort there. Good blocking. And he had a hole, Keith. Rolled out to his left, had the hole, and then he just made a pay with great speed. And they had him at 45, and he just shucked that tackler and was gone. Henry continues his excellence on the night, splits the uprights, and it's 26-21. Hold on, everybody. It's not over yet. Need a big play, though. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog.
Action on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
26-21, Russellville over a hard fighting Deshler Tiger team in 09. And Tim Keith, coach, was saying at the break, some people, they say run a 4-3, you think they run a 4-5, and Dion Ballou, you might believe he runs a 4-2, huh?
Pretty fast, Jimmy, really fast. Just a great run there, great effort to shuck the tackle and take it on in.
And just don't forget the blocking. We didn't get the numbers around that left end, Keith, but some good blocking by the Deshler Tigers. That offensive line, certainly a great effort in this third quarter, in this second half for the Deshler Tigers. So 11:48 to go, 26-21. Can the Tigers persevere and somehow pull it out at home against a tough and well-deserved number 2 ranked Russellville Golden Tigers? They'll kick it deep to Romans. He'll take it at the 6-yard line. Got a wedge up here at the 29. Makes a move at the 40. Ryan Romans pulled down from behind at the 47-yard line. That's Kai Cole on the stop for the Deshler Tigers. But excellent field position after a 40-yard return by Ryan Romans. And it'll be 1st and 10, Golden Tigers at their own 47-yard line.
It did something a little different. I don't know exactly that that's what we wanted to do, because I see Coach Smith pretty upset, but we went ahead and kicked it deep that time, and they caught it about the 10, but he kicked a line drive deep, and then, like you said, he ran it out almost to the 50.
Austin Sullivan in there for Ballou, defensively giving him a rest. Jamel Marsh will move to free safety, and Summerhill is out there and a penalty, and we may have, and it seems like it's possibly an illegal substitution. We'll wait on it was thrown by the back judge here near the Deshler sideline, and oh my goodness, boy, that's they're gonna wave it off. So the tee was left on the playing surface by the Deshler Tigers. So 1st and 10, and here we go with Howell at quarterback. He'll give to Darby around the left side, and he's cutting through Deshler Tigers, and he'll have maybe 9 inside Tiger territory, the 44, and just a matter. Here comes Matt Blazer. Man, he is just playing strictly on fumes right now, but he wants to stay in there at defensive end. 2nd, and we'll call it 1, but the Tigers are just so tired on defense.
Yeah, just a test of will right here, and hopefully we can just find a way to
play like we did at Cobb versus Calvert County last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
2nd down. Howell going to go for it all to the opposite field. Going to throw it deep. Summerhill's there, and he's got it. DeAnthony Summerhill with interception. What a danger. He goes high in the air at the 2, and the Tigers live. They breathe.
Tell you something you better watch right here. Now they had Dion over here resting.
Yep.
They had him on the bench, and I'm telling you, he's running a totally different speed than everybody else right now.
What an individual effort by DeAnthony Summerhill as Howell threw it across the field, going for it all, going for the throat, and Summerhill with man-on-man coverage just out-wheeled the Russellville receiver, and comes down with a heck of an interception, folks. Now we got 98 to go.
That was the good news.
That was the good news. Straight T-bone formation. Ballou split out here to the left. Do you dare try to throw it to him? And for a 98-yard pass, they'll give to Gardner over the left side. He'll push it out over the 5. So good positive yardage, 3, maybe 4 yards over the left side for Gardner, the fullback. And with 10:49 to go. Tigers trail by 5, but they have life.
Yeah, we just need to somehow find a way to grind out a couple of first downs, get our back away from that wall right there, and then maybe we could do our little pop tight end pass that we've been calling for.
Boy, here comes Summerhill, but he can't hardly get back in the huddle, Keith. I mean, he is so tired after running down that field, making that interception. 10:25, cheer coming out from a capacity crowd on the home side. Here comes a penalty. Too much movement by the Tigers. Tim, looked like we had a hard time getting our people and the personnel in the right place.
Yeah, we had too many men on the field.
Yeah, we had 12 on the field, and Dion ran off late. Illegal substitution.
Can't penalize as much.
Yeah, half the distance
from the throw.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 9 from about the 3-yard line. Boy, how about a big play right here, folks? Deep in your own territory to take the lead. Now, we're not talking about getting back in the game anymore, folks. We're talking about taking the lead in the 4th quarter against the number 2 ranked team in the 5A in the state of Alabama. Jonathan Bates split to the left side. They'll give to Summerhill around the left side. Turn him back and a good lick by Romans that time. No gain. It looked like had he made Romans miss, he had some room.
Yeah, we had some room right there. He was looking to cut back. Like you said, not many people coming from the inside. He could have got his first down, but he made a good play. Romans did. And
did not put Dion back in there now, quarterback maybe, just roll him back around that end.
Yeah,
and just see what, put it in the hand of your playmaker and see if he can make a play.
Trotting on as you say that.
3rd and 9 from our own 3.5, maybe 4-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go.
No,
and Ballou split out now. Here comes a quick pitch to Summerhill, nothing. So nothing doing there around the left side, and Summerhill is very tired, folks. He has put in a heck of an effort tonight. And Deshler will be forced to punt it away. And pretty conservative there, but man, what else can you do?
Yeah, you pretty much all you could do was hope somebody could pop a seam right there and get a first down. You didn't want to risk putting it up down there deep in your own territory, so we just needed that first down.
No matter what happens the rest of the way, folks, Deshler Tiger fans can be proud of this effort. They certainly show they deserve at least that number 3 ranking in 4A that they have. Gardner the blocking back. Henry with another low snap. Somehow gets it away. Not a very good kick, a short kick, and Russellville have excellent field position now way up near the 27-yard line. So only 27 yards away from pay dirt of the Golden Tigers now. And just asking a whole lot of this defense.
Yeah, you're right. He did a good job, Jimmy, to field the ball. The ball sort of short-hopped him again. Anytime you take that punter out of his rhythm, it's hard.
Well, it's everything he can do to get it away. Yeah. So Tim, just another low snap. And Russellville in great position.
Yeah, a low snap. He had to do everything he could to just get it off because there was somebody approaching him, and 23-yard punt.
5 men now on the front as they'll go on the wishbone, and Tyler Spann coming in from that defensive end spot, and he'll disrupt the play. And I think Coach John Mothershed is saying to his team, they're holding his arms out, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you need to do, and see the result. So he disrupts the play, and only a yard gain for Darby. Boy, he's been a thorn in the side of that Deshler defense all night long. So there's always somebody that emerges, and he's the one tonight. Wishbone again, 2nd and 9. Howe going to give it to Callaway over the right side, and a host of Tigers there. Mills, Hilken Mills, and J.R. White on the stop. So 3rd down and about 6 to go now after a 2-yard gain by Callaway. And the Deshler defense trying, reaching deep to try to come up with something here. Something left in the tank here with 7.5 minutes to go in the game, and remember, only a play away.
Yeah. Do you have any question here? They're in 2-down territory.
Oh no. Yeah. It's already gone 4 times, made 3 of them. So 3rd, and we'll call it 7. Wishbone for Howe. They'll give it to the big fullback, and he's rumbling inside the 20 to the 19. His first carry of the night.
Gonna come
for
up
the Golden Tigers.
where they marked it. He marked him out
That's
a yard
Green,
and a half
and it's
short.
4th down. Here's your play of the game. In comes Matt Blazer. In comes Abels. 4th and 2 at the 20.
Somebody could just slip through there and hit him in the back.
They could slip down.
Yeah, fumble the snap.
Yeah. Under 7 minutes to go. Deshler trails by only 5. Here's your play of the game, or at least one of them. Wishbone pitch to Callaway. Who else? And he's around the left end. He's got the first down. We may have a hold. We may have a hold thrown in the vicinity. It's either grabbing his face mask or a hold. Let's
That's
see.
the only thing scared me. I'm not sure I saw.
And I believe it may be a hold against the Golden Tigers.
I see the way they're acting. Yeah,
Bow, we patiently wait.
they're backing up.
So now I guess he'll go for it again. 4th and 12.
Yeah, he can't punt.
Holding against Russellville. And Bow, do we dare, and having closed it to only 5, do we dare to look back to a 4th and 22 from their own 20 early in the 3rd, Keith?
I don't know. I want to stop them right here and give us one last shot.
That's right. Boy, hey, plenty of time to go to that ball control offense, Tim. Should we hold them here?
Absolutely, Jimmy. Here we'll have a chance to drive it down the field and for the win.
6:43 to go. A must stop here for Deshler. Can they reach down one more time? 4th and 12. Remember, Russellville converted a touchdown from this same spot on 4th and 10 from the 30 earlier. So here come the Tigers in a 5-man front. Howell going to roll out. Got a big rush on. He's going to throw a bullet downfield. It's incomplete. Overthrown and incomplete, and the Tiger defense holds.
We got a chance. That's what we had.
That's their offense, and we need everybody on our feet now. Everybody on our feet. Good to have Coach Roy Fuller back home with the Deshler Tigers. I see Roy on his feet down here cheering the Tigers on. Of course, Coach Jason Fuller back with Deshler. Coach Jake Miles, the new basketball coach. So some new faces in Tiger country. Shannon McGregor in that offensive line. And boy, I tell you, he's gonna grade well tonight because they have really played hard in the second half. Here we go. 6:26 to go in the game. Give it to Ballou around the left end, looking for running room. Dances outside, makes one miss. Now he's tangled up, slunk down. And it is a loss on the play. So good pursuit by Russellville, and it's Brent Callaway. And he looked back to Coach Freddie Rhodes behind us, and he's shrugging his shoulders like, there's my 2 men right there.
Yeah.
So 2nd down after a 7-yard loss, not what we needed to begin this drive. 2nd and 17 at the 23-yard line, 5.5 minutes to go in the contest.
We talked all week, me and you, though, just about getting it to the point where we had a chance.
Yeah, we
right
do.
Here, we got it.
Double receivers, Summerhill and Ballou out to the right, give to Gardner over the right side. And oh man, well now we may have a hole. The umpire throws a flag. Gardner had about 4 yards, maybe 5 on the play. And let's see what the call is. Thrown certainly in the vicinity of holding. Holding against Deshler. So, Russellville fans come to their feet now. 5:39 to go, and this is not what we needed to start this drive. Loss of 7 and then a hold.
They're gonna make it dramatic, aren't they? If they're gonna do it, they're gonna make it memorable.
Tim, this is when Parker Wright, can he find an open receiver, maybe Norwood across the middle, get half of it back here on 2nd down, and I believe about 24 to go.
Well, we got to come up with something. We got to get a mismatch somewhere or something. You know, maybe the little swing pass to Dion that was so effective last year. I hadn't seen it all this year, tonight.
Heat break, timeout, our last one of the night. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout as well. Don't go anywhere, Tiger fans. An exciting finish awaits us. 26-21, Russellville leads. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog.
Since 1980, best wishes to the Deshler Tigers for another great season.
Let's get back to the game. It's Deshler Tiger Football on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
On 2nd and 24 now. Wright going to roll out to the left, and Callaway brings the pressure in with sack Parker Wright. Brent Callaway comes from that outside linebacker and sacks Parker Wright back at the 10-yard line. So 3rd down now and 30 yards to go for the Deshler Tigers. 3rd and 30 for Deshler with 5 minutes now to go in the ball game. My, oh my, we have gone backwards from the 29. Such hope as we took over that drive.
Yeah, Jimmy, probably too late now. They set Dion in motion, one receiver long, and he was standing out there. There wasn't anybody within 25 yards of him.
Here he is, split out to the right, and they still got single coverage on him. They'll give to Gardner over the right side and just nothing. So very conservative by the Deshler Tiger coaching staff. And maybe 3 yards on the carry out near the 13 for Gardner on that 3rd down. And it's 4th down now, 27 to go. And once again, Henry, as he's done all night, will be forced to punt from very deep in his own territory. But still, live to play another day because we're only a play away.
Yeah, we got to hold them. We got, I think, 2 timeouts left. We had to use one, if I remember right, the first of the half.
Yeah.
So we got 2 timeouts.
And they'll definitely probably go to that big ground game with Callaway. Good snap this time. Henry will get off a wobbly kick that will bounce. Let's hope it takes a Tiger roll, and it does, out near midfield, and it will be down right at midfield. So under 4 minutes to go, Russellville takes over. Can they run out the clock, or can the Tiger defense somehow, some way, come up with a big play to give Deshler a little more life in this ball game? 26-21, Russellville over the Deshler Tigers.
They just reach down right here and make a play. Somebody come through, tackle them for a loss on 1st down, make them have 2nd, 3rd, and long.
1st and 10 at midfield, and here comes Callaway, here comes Darby, here comes Green, here comes Howe. So wishbone formation for Coach Goodwin. 1st and 10 at midfield. Clock will start with a snap. Deshler's got 9 in the box. They'll give to Green up the middle, big hole, Jesse Green, and he's hauled down from behind at the 25-yard line. So give it to the big fullback for the 2nd time tonight, and he reels off a huge gain. 1st and 10, Russellville at the 25.
We got to make a play right there, Jimmy, when he's holding him up. Somebody's got to punch it out from behind or jerk that ball loose. The only chance we got.
Ryan Goodlow with a touchdown saving tackle for Deshler. And it's Norwood, Thompson, Mills, May across that front, and then Ferguson, Spann, and J.R. White, and Jamel Morris, Goodlow, Ballou, and Jonathan Bates for Deshler. 1st and 10, Russellville with 3.5 minutes to go now in the ball game. Need a big play. 4-man front for Deshler. Now White walks up, wishbone, and they'll give to Darby over the right side. He'll have about 2. So good push that time by the Deshler defensive front, and they'll hold Darby up. That's J.R. White and also Thompson. And Tim, we can go down a list of players who we're so proud of tonight. There's question marks all around some of these players, and most of them have been answered in a positive fashion.
Yeah, they've come up big tonight. They're just exhausted. But they have come up big tonight. No lack of effort at all.
26-21, and that's what Coach Mothershed, you alluded to, Keith, that our boys will compete.
Yeah, he said you asked him what he was looking for, and he said he wanted to see them go out and compete.
And they certainly have done that. 2nd and 10, 2:45 to go in the game. Wishbone, they'll give to Brent Callaway, and he's held up, pushed back at the 22-yard line. Ball comes out, but they'll rule it down. So 3rd down now and about 6 to go for the Golden Tigers with 2.5 minutes. But you've got Dion Ballou, you've always got a chance.
Yeah, if you can get the ball back here, this 5 down, you got a chance. I still got those 2 timeouts. So
3rd and 8, and the Golden Tigers certainly milking that clock. It'll be inside 2 minutes when they snap this.
You got to think they wouldn't throw the ball right here. You wouldn't think they would take a chance of stopping the clock. So look, everybody needs to come up close.
5-man front for Deshler as they have walked J.R. White up on these last 2 plays. And we need somebody to put a helmet on that football, much like he did in the Colbert County game last year. Wishbone formation, and Howe was going to throw, folks. There's a flag down. But Hal was going to fake it. He was going to throw it. Let's see what to call. I believe Russellville may have called a timeout. They did indeed, and we'll take a quick timeout as well with 1:44 remaining in the game. Russellville 26, Deshler 21. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. And the scoreboard during the timeout has gone blank, and now it's back. So, 1:44 to go, 26-21. A fumble, pick it up, run it back, 80 yards, and the Tigers most likely win this football game, folks.
Yeah.
It certainly happened before. 3rd and 8. And Russellville leaving somebody now. We got coverage out there. Jonathan Bates as they split one out. Now they're out of the shotgun trip formation. Going to give it to Callaway back over the left side. And May fights off a blocker and makes the stop along with J.R. White. Big hits for the Deshler Tigers. Chris May with maybe his biggest play of the game shows why South Alabama says we want that guy to start our program with. 4th down and 8 now for Russellville. Tigers, I believe. Russellville going to the sideline, and there is a timeout on the field, but no signal yet from the official. Timeout Deshler. So Coach John Mothershed trying to cling to some kind of hope in this ball game. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Deshler only down by 5 to the Golden Tigers, the number 2 ranked team in the state of Alabama, and they've certainly shown they're deserving of that.
Yeah, they have. They've shown a lot of talent tonight. But Jimmy, like you said just a minute ago, you stop them right here, you definitely have a chance. I mean,
well,
you will still have 1:20 to go. One of the most exciting players in the state on your team. All he's got to do is get out in the open.
If you had said these things going into the game, that Brent Callaway would have 14 carries for 76 yards and that Hal would have thrown for only 129 with an interception, you'd certainly think Deshler would have a chance to win, and we do. And that's all you can ask for. 4th and 8 now. On your feet, Tiger fans. 4th and 8 from the 21. Shotgun for Hal, going to roll to his right, looking, going to throw it across the middle. It's caught. It's caught by Mason Willis, and let's see. He's saying he caught it. The one saying possibly incomplete. And they do give him the catch and the 1st down. So 1st and 10 Russellville, and that will most likely do it, folks. My, oh my, converting on 4 out of 5, 4th down conversion attempts tonight.
Yeah, really strange. He rolled out to his right, and then the guy was just set up in the middle of the field, and I didn't even see him looking that way. He just threw it sort of to the ground.
So they can just kneel on it now, and they do. Valiant effort by the Deshler Tigers tonight. And Coach Mothershed will use his final timeout with 1:08 to go and at least make them snap it 2 more times. Anything can happen. We'll take a timeout as well with your score. Russellville 26, Deshler 21. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Back after this 30-second timeout. Welcome back to Howard Chapel Stadium. Jimmy Gardner along with Keith Coach, Tim Valentine. And boy, if this 09 season is going to be this exciting every game, it's going to be quite exciting as Hal will plunge forward and he'll be tackled at the 10. I want to say a big hello to my good friend Pat Seal tonight. He's listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog tonight. And, he's a Golden Tiger fan, Keith, but he's a heck of a guy anyway. We're going to give him that. We won't count it too much against him, but a big Tiger hello anyway to Pat. Inside a minute to go, 26-21. Russellville on top. This most likely be your last play of the football game on 3rd and 10. Deshler cannot stop the clock. Oh, what if? And certainly some what ifs in this ball game and some exciting things.
Yeah, great game. I mean, golly, if you're a fan, especially if you somehow were a neutral fan, where you
love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't learn how to swallow these, but I mean,
So for the 5th year in a row, though, the Golden Tigers come out with a hard-fought victory over Deshler. Your final score, Russellville 26, Deshler 21. We'll be back with an exciting post-game show. Talk to Coach John Mothershed. certainly plenty to build on for the Deshler Tigers, and hey, as a coach, you want a little something to work on. We got that too.
Yeah, but a great game, and the effort was there, and that's what he'll tell you. They competed, great effort, had a chance to win in the end. Just really didn't needed a ball to bounce our way, and just didn't get the bounce in the end, but played a great game, and absolutely no reason to hang their head.
So 26-21, about the way many people thought it might go. I predicted it 27-21 the other way. So we had about 4 touchdowns to win it.
Yeah.
And that's what would have won it for the Deshler Tigers, 4 touchdowns and extra points. But a great effort. Tim, you were there on the sideline. Tell us about this 2019.
Made some mistakes at critical times, if not for those, probably maybe win the football game, but they never gave up. A lot of effort, maximum effort, and out of a bunch of exhausted kids. So I think it bodes well for the rest of the season.
And I tell you, Russellville, I think this is their year, because they lose a whole host of folks after this year, and they certainly earned a hard-fought victory, something for them to build on in 2009 toward that rematch that they won with Viger in that state championship game.
Yeah, they've got a great team, got a great coach. Like I said, I think coming in, his record was 23-4, so you can't say too much about that. They've got a great program down there, and they're always going to be tough and very much mirror us in a lot of things, even though their offensive lines are a little different, but very much the programs sort of mirror each other.
And you take on those big boys like we do, Tim, and take on that challenge, and it surely has paid dividends for Coach John Mothershed over the years. His 15th year as head coach, 2 state championships, along with 4 other trips to the finals.
Well, it prepares you for the rest of the season, and most this is the